Massacre. Claims of...
And it's all free. How they're turning everyday Queenslanders into cyber sleuths. 7 News, Monday at 6.
When it comes to the movies we watch, the publications we read and the video games we play, decisions about their classifications are made at a national level. Once, though, Queensland had the strictest censorship laws in Australia. Max Futcher reports. Can't say.
Exactly where does censorship start in Queensland and where does it finish?
It was a question never more hotly debated than when it came to risque magazines and even newspapers. In 1973, other states would introduce an R rating, but Queensland refused with the support of newsagents.
It's impossible to watch the movement of everyone looking at every magazine.
Even though adult magazines would be available just over the border and by mail order, even the Goss government refused to budge.
Banning this sort of rubbish is not being a wowser.
A year later, a complaint would see Madonna's controversial coffee table book banned here.
It's a bit like shutting the gate after the horses bolted. All the initial 20,000 copies, including the 1,500 or so sent to Queensland, were sold out before the ban could be effected.
Queensland had long had a reputation for hardcore censorship. In 1969, Premier Joh Bjelke-Petersen had the police shut down Norm and Ahmed, a play about racism, not because it contained a racial slur, but the F-bomb.
It just made us a laughing stock.
At one time, even the soundtrack to the musical Hair was banned. Some lyrics contained rude words. From the mid-70s, Queensland had its own film board. It banned more than 170 movies, many horror classics, and, perhaps most famously, Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ.
It was found to be objectionable within the criteria laid down in the Act.
In the 90s, governments scrambled to deal with violent new interactive games like Sega's Night Trap.
What we will be trying to do is to say to parents, this is what the content of the game is. You know the kids better than we do. You make the decision.
Today, censorship rests with the Commonwealth administering the familiar rating system for films, computer games and publications. Those still too extreme are given an RC, refused classification. The only place where Queensland still differs from the other states, the sale of adult magazines.
As far as I'm concerned, Queenslanders don't want this sort of rubbish.
And some rubbish weather this weekend, but Tony, the rain is about to clear.